The human experience is full of mystery. Perhaps the greatest mystery is the self. Who are we really? This question has echoed through the ages. Philosophers and scientists alike have grappled with its depths. This exploration delves into the heart of that mystery. We will journey to uncover the essence of self. Our journey begins with a simple truth. To achieve mental well-being, we must know ourselves. This knowledge has two distinct facets. First, there's the personal self, the unique individual that you are. This aspect will be explored fully later. Here we will look at the second facet, the self that is common to us all. Life, in its many forms, is a system. From the simplest single-celled organisms to complex beings like ourselves, we are all processing systems. We receive input from our environment, process this information, and react accordingly. This processing is essential for survival. It is the driving force behind evolution. Life, as we know it, is in a constant state of becoming. It continuously evolves to enhance its ability to receive, process, and react to the world around it. Early life forms were simple, single-celled organisms. Over time, these organisms evolved into more complex structures, eventually giving rise to multicellular life. This evolution of processing systems led to the development of the body. The body itself, while not a dedicated information processing system, plays a crucial role. It's a matter and energy processor, taking in resources and converting them into the reactions that sustain life. Even the emotions we experience have roots in the chemical communication within our bodies. Consider the way a plant responds to sunlight. While it lacks the complex nervous system of an animal, it can still sense and respond to this vital energy source. This response is driven by chemical signals within the plant's cells, a form of communication that guides its growth and movement. These chemical messages, though simple, represent a form of information processing. They provide meaning to the plant's experiences, dictating how it reacts to stimuli. This basic mechanism, found in all living things, forms the foundation upon which more complex forms of information processing will evolve. The evolution of dedicated information processing systems marked a significant leap forward. This leap was made possible by the emergence of a specialized type of cell, the neuron. Unlike other cells, neurons have the unique ability to communicate directly with one another, forming intricate networks. These networks, the building blocks of brains, allowed for far more sophisticated information processing. Organisms with rudimentary nervous systems, like jellyfish and mollusks, were among the first to exhibit this enhanced processing power, forever changing the course of life's journey. The early oceans, teeming with life, became the crucible for the evolution of the brain. As these early nervous systems developed, so too did sensory organs, like eyes, allowing organisms to perceive and interact with their environment in entirely new ways. The brain, in its earliest forms, was primarily focused on coordinating basic bodily functions and responses to the environment. This primal brain, known as the cerebellum, laid the groundwork for the development of more complex brain structures. The limbic system, evolving later, added another layer of complexity. This system, responsible for processing emotions and memories, provided a more nuanced interpretation of sensory information, linking it to feelings and experiences. Finally, the cerebrum emerged, the crowning achievement of brain evolution. This is the part of the brain we typically associate with higher-level thinking, language, and consciousness. The cerebrum allows us to create internal representations of the world, enabling the rich inner life that characterizes human experience. Imagine the self as an informational body, a constantly evolving tapestry woven from the threads of our experiences. This informational self serves a critical purpose. It determines meaning. It's through this meaning-making that we generate the reactions that shape our thoughts, feelings, and actions. This self, however, is not a monolithic entity. It exists in 3 dimensions, representing the different types of information that shape it: sensory, emotional, and linguistic. Each dimension plays a vital role in our understanding of the world and ourselves. The sensory dimension grounds us in the physical world, providing the raw data of our experiences. The emotional dimension adds color and depth, imbuing these experiences with meaning and significance. Finally, the linguistic dimension, through language, allows us to organize, categorize, and communicate our experiences, creating a shared reality with others. Our existence is a continuous stream of experiences, each one leaving its mark on the tapestry of self. To experience something, our information processing system must receive and process it. This processing inevitably leads to a reaction, a change in our internal state or external behavior. Consider the simple act of drinking a cup of coffee. Our senses detect the aroma, the warmth of the mug, the bitter taste. This sensory information is relayed to the brain, where it's processed and interpreted. We recognize the experience as enjoyable, and our hand reaches for another sip. This constant interplay between experience and reaction is the engine of our development. As we encounter new things, our brains forge connections, weaving these experiences into the fabric of self. We are, in essence, experience machines, constantly learning and adapting. It's important to note that our internal experiences, the thoughts and feelings that arise within our minds, are just as real to our information processing systems as external sensory experiences. These internal experiences also shape our self, influencing our perceptions and reactions. From our earliest moments, our brains are busy making sense of the world, seeking patterns and connections. The most fundamental of these connections are sensory emotional ties, the associations we form between what we perceive and how we feel. Consider a child's first encounter with a furry animal. The child sees the animal's soft fur, hears its gentle purr, and feels the warmth of its body. These sensory experiences are paired with feelings of pleasure and comfort. Through repeated encounters, the child's brain strengthens these sensory emotional ties, eventually forming a concept of furry animal as something pleasurable and safe. This process of associating emotional meaning with sensory information is fundamental to our understanding of the world. These sensory, emotional associations guide our behavior, influencing our likes, dislikes, and even our fears. They form the basis of our preferences and aversions, shaping our interactions with the world around us. To understand the interplay of senses, emotions, and the development of self, let's turn to an ancient analogy, the chariot of the self. This analogy, found in the Bhagavad Gita, provides a powerful framework for understanding the forces at play within us. Picture a chariot, its sturdy frame representing our physical body. Pulling the chariot are powerful horses, symbolizing our emotions. These emotions, like untamed steeds, are driven by instinct and desire, pulling us this way and that. Holding the reins is the charioteer, representing our wisdom and self-control. The reins themselves symbolize our minds, the bridge between our emotions and our actions. The charioteer's task is to guide the horses, keeping them on course and preventing them from running astray. When wisdom holds the reins, the chariot moves smoothly through life's journey. However, when our emotions overpower our wisdom, the horses take control, leading us down dangerous paths. This analogy highlights the importance of cultivating inner balance, allowing wisdom to guide our emotions. As we journey through life, our experiences begin to shape a complex web of meaning. This web, constantly evolving, forms the foundation of our self. It allows us to navigate the world, make decisions, and form relationships. At the heart of this meaning-making process is our brain, the architect of our internal world. The human brain, with its billions of neurons interconnected in intricate networks, is a marvel of biological engineering. This complex organ processes a constant stream of information from our senses, transforming this raw data into a coherent internal representation of the world. This internal representation is what we experience as our conscious awareness, the world as we perceive it. It's a world imbued with meaning, shaped by our past experiences, emotions, and beliefs. This meaning-making is not a passive process. It's an active construction, a continuous dialogue between our brains and the world around us. Every experience, from the mundane to the profound, leaves its mark on our neural networks, strengthening existing connections and forging new ones. This process of neural plasticity is what allows us to learn, adapt, and grow throughout our lives. It's the foundation of our ability to change and evolve as individuals. One of the most remarkable capabilities of the human brain is its ability to engage in abstract thought. This ability, rooted in language, allows us to move beyond the concrete world of immediate experience and delve into the realm of concepts, ideas, and possibilities. Language, with its symbols and grammar, provides a powerful tool for organizing and manipulating information. It allows us to categorize objects and experiences, identify patterns and relationships, and communicate these insights to others. This ability to abstract meaning from our experiences is what sets humans apart from other animals. However, this capacity for abstraction, while a source of immense power, also presents inherent risks. When our abstractions become detached from reality, when our ideas and beliefs are no longer grounded in tangible experience, we risk losing touch with the world as it is. This disconnect between our internal models of reality and the external world can lead to distorted perceptions, flawed judgments, and ultimately to suffering. It's a danger inherent in our nature as thinking beings, a danger we must be vigilant in guarding against. Section 3. From Ego to Superego. In early childhood, our understanding of self is limited to our immediate physical experience. We are the center of our own universe, driven by basic needs and desires. This egocentric perspective is a natural stage of development, a reflection of our limited cognitive abilities and experience. As we mature, our cognitive abilities expand, and so too does our concept of self. We begin to recognize the perspectives and needs of others, developing empathy and compassion. This expansion of self-awareness marks a crucial step in our moral and emotional development. This evolution from ego to superego, from a self-centered to a more inclusive perspective, is not automatic. It requires conscious effort, guided by experience, reflection, and the development of wisdom. It's a journey of personal growth that continues throughout our lives. This journey is not simply about expanding the circle of our concern to include more people. It's about fundamentally shifting our understanding of self. It's about recognizing our interconnectedness with all beings and aligning our actions with this understanding. It's about moving from a place of separation to a place of unity. Section 1. The shaping of self. From the moment we enter the world, our experiences begin to mold the ever-evolving entity we call the self. Every interaction, every sensation, every emotion etches its mark on our being, contributing to the intricate tapestry of our individual identity. As infants, our world is a sensory playground, a whirlwind of sights, sounds, smells, tastes, and textures that we eagerly absorb. These early sensory experiences, coupled with our innate emotional responses, lay the foundation for our understanding of the world and our place within it. We instinctively gravitate towards experiences that evoke feelings of pleasure and comfort, while recoiling from those that trigger discomfort or pain. This dance between sensory input and emotional response forms the basis of our early learning and shapes our emerging preferences and aversions. As our cognitive abilities develop, we begin to associate these sensory emotional experiences with language. Words become labels for the objects and emotions that populate our world, providing us with the tools to communicate our experiences and share them with others. This integration of language into our sensory emotional landscape marks a pivotal step in the development of ourself, allowing us to move beyond the realm of immediate experience and into the world of abstract thought. Language empowers us to weave narratives, to construct stories that imbue our experiences with meaning and connect us to the larger human story. We learn to categorize and organize our world, to identify patterns and make sense of the seemingly chaotic flow of information that surrounds us. This capacity for narrative thought, for weaving together the threads of our experiences into a coherent whole, lies at the heart of what it means to be human. Section 2. The language of becoming. Language, in its many forms, becomes the primary tool through which we shape and refine our understanding of self. It's through language that we internalize the values, beliefs, and expectations of our culture, integrating these external influences into our own personal narratives. The stories we tell ourselves, the internal dialogues that shape our thoughts and guide our actions, are all products of this ongoing interplay between language and experience. As we mature, our capacity for language allows us to engage in increasingly complex forms of self-reflection. We can analyze our own thoughts and feelings, question our assumptions, and challenge the stories we've inherited from our past. This ability to step back from our immediate experience and examine it from a more objective perspective is crucial for personal growth and the development of self-awareness. Through language, we can access the wisdom of those who have come before us, learning from their experiences and insights as we navigate the complexities of life. Books, conversations, and even the silent communion with our own thoughts provide us with a wealth of knowledge and perspectives that can broaden our understanding of self and the world around us. However, the power of language cuts both ways. Just as it can be a force for growth and self-discovery, it can also be used to limit and confine us. Unexamined beliefs, limiting self-talk, and negative cultural narratives can become deeply ingrained in our psyches, shaping our perceptions and influencing our behavior in ways that may not serve our highest good. Section 3. The quality crisis. The human experience, for all its richness and complexity, is ultimately guided by a fundamental drive towards that which we perceive to be good. We are wired to seek out experiences that enhance our well-being, to move towards pleasure and away from pain, to strive for growth, connection, and meaning in our lives. This innate desire for goodness, for that which nourishes and sustains us, is the driving force behind our actions, even when those actions appear misguided or destructive. However, the very concept of good is not a fixed or universal truth. What is considered good or desirable varies widely across cultures, time periods, and even between individuals. Our understanding of what constitutes a good life, a good decision, or a good person is shaped by a complex interplay of factors, including our upbringing, our values, our experiences, and the cultural narratives that surround us. This subjectivity inherent in our understanding of good presents a significant challenge when it comes to defining and cultivating mental health. If what is considered good is relative and constantly evolving, how can we establish a solid foundation for mental well-being? How can we navigate the complexities of life, with all its ambiguities and contradictions, and emerge as healthy, resilient individuals? This is the crux of the quality crisis that lies at the heart of our exploration. In a world saturated with information, where competing narratives vie for our attention, it's more important than ever to develop a discerning mind, a capacity for critical thinking that allows us to evaluate the quality of the information we consume and the choices we make. Section 1. The journey inward. Our exploration of the self has taken us on a winding path from the intricate workings of our biological machinery to the vast landscapes of emotion, thought, and experience. We've delved into the ancient wisdom of the chariot analogy, recognizing the interplay of our primal drives and our capacity for self-regulation. We've explored the power of language, its ability to both illuminate and distort our understanding of ourselves and the world. Throughout this journey, one theme has remained constant. The self is not a static entity, but a dynamic process, a continuous unfolding of potential shaped by the intricate dance between our biology and our experiences. It's a journey of integration, of weaving together the threads of our sensory perceptions, emotional responses, and cognitive interpretations into a coherent whole. Understanding the self, then, is not about arriving at a final destination, but about embracing the ongoing process of becoming. It's about cultivating a mindful awareness of our internal landscape, noticing the interplay of thoughts, feelings, and sensations without judgment. It's about recognizing the stories we tell ourselves, the beliefs that shape our perceptions, and the patterns of behavior that keep us stuck or propel us forward. This inward journey requires courage, for it asks us to confront the shadows within ourselves, the limiting beliefs, the unresolved wounds, and the fears that hold us back from living our fullest lives. Yet, it is in these shadowy depths that we often discover our greatest strengths, the resilience of the human spirit, and the boundless capacity for growth and transformation that lies dormant within each of us. Section 2. The Tapestry of Self. Imagine the self as a vast tapestry woven from countless threads, each representing a unique experience, a relationship, a lesson learned, or a dream embraced. Some threads are bright and vibrant, representing moments of joy, connection, and accomplishment. Others are darker, somber hues, reflecting times of loss, heartbreak, or disappointment. It's tempting to try to pluck out the darker threads, to edit our stories, and present to the world a tapestry free from flaws or imperfections. Yet, it is precisely in the interplay of light and shadow, of joy and sorrow, of triumph and defeat, that the true beauty and complexity of the human experience is revealed. It is in embracing the fullness of our being, with all its contradictions and complexities, that we discover the richness and resilience of the self. The tapestry of self is not a finished product, but a work in progress, constantly evolving as we encounter new experiences and integrate them into our understanding of ourselves and the world. Some threads may fade with time, while others become more prominent, reflecting the shifting currents of our lives. There will be times when the tapestry feels whole and complete, and other times when it may seem frayed or incomplete. The journey of self-discovery, then, is an invitation to approach our own lives with a sense of curiosity and compassion. It's about learning to appreciate the intricate beauty of our own unique tapestry, to honor the threads of experience that have shaped us, and to embrace the ongoing process of becoming who we are meant to be. Section 3. The Unfolding Path. As we conclude our exploration of the self, let us remember that this is not a destination, but a point of departure. The insights we've gained, the connections we've made, and the questions we've raised are merely stepping stones on a path that extends far beyond the boundaries of this exploration. The journey of self-discovery is a lifelong endeavor, a spiral of exploration that deepens and expands with each passing year. It's a journey that takes us inward to the depths of our own being and outward to our connections with others and the world around us. As we continue on this path, let us cultivate a spirit of open-mindedness, a willingness to question our assumptions, and a deep curiosity about the mysteries that lie ahead. Let us approach ourselves and others with compassion, recognizing that we are all fellow travelers on this journey of becoming. And let us never lose sight of the transformative power of self-knowledge, the key to unlocking our fullest potential and creating a world that honors the inherent worth and dignity of every human being. The journey of self-discovery is not for the faint of heart. It demands courage, vulnerability, and an unwavering commitment to growth. But the rewards are immeasurable. For in knowing ourselves, we unlock the potential to live more authentic, meaningful, and fulfilling lives. We discover the power to heal old wounds, to break free from limiting beliefs, and to create a world that reflects our highest aspirations. The path awaits. Let the journey continue.